Waiting for this light to turn green. I'm headed to work for a boss so mean. I'm gonna be late. She's gonna be...
There are some things we should do alone, like sing in your car.
If this light doesn't turn, I'm gonna scream.
But when you gamble, you should always do it with others, because gambling with friends helps keep things in check. So go to keepitfunohio.com for more tips like this. Keep it fun, keep it social, but your singing? Maybe keep that to yourself.
Hey, electrical contractors. I'm Matt from ABB. Are rising costs and product delays keeping you up at night? We can help you contractor better. ABB's contractor resources are designed to help you increase productivity and profitability on your commercial construction projects. Check out Contractor Better today. Visit go.abb/contractorbetter.
Hashtag no music, no intro, no logistics, no nothing apparently, man. Another episode of Hashtag Saints Sort of Podcast coming at you. The Saints won today. The Saints fucking won today, man. A much needed victory. I didn't see a single second of the game as it was happening. I was traveling back from Europe, back in California, back home, about a 10.5-hour flight. Basically kind of pieced together, just looking at some highlights, just getting a general consensus. Seemed like Taysom just put the team on his back. AK had a great game, and the defense was shit. It's essentially what I got in a nutshell.
We done now, bro. You can put it on the podcast. That's pretty much it.
Got in a nutshell, bro. But I'm not going to speak much on the game because I didn't watch it. But I do want to say, one, for the Saints to be taken remotely seriously this season on any type of level, them winning today was huge. Mm-hmm. It sets up a game next week against the Bengals, which is another huge game. The Saints and the Bengals, when they're playing right now against the Ravens, they both may be 2-3 next week, bro. And it could be a game to see who could get to 500. So for them to beat the Seahawks in the Superdome at home, kind of just temporarily kind of puts a pause on the amount of negativity that was coming out on Airline Drive. You watched the game. You watched it with the Saints Twitter family. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Joey, who for the last 3 weeks has just taken the mantle up and was helping us, and specifically helping me, making sure that everyone had access to the to be able to potentially watch and participate in the Discord. So big shout out to him. Big shout out to kind of everyone who, like you said it on the last episode, it's just a self-sufficient ecosystem, bro. Just takes care of itself. But talk to me about the game. Talk to me about the game.
Man, look, the offense, I think they started off well. I think it was one of their better opening series. They didn't get a touchdown, but they opened up. You can see it. You can see immediately they getting Alvin Kamara involved. He was hitting his runs down the middle, over the right guard, 6 yards, just nice runs. Dalton was getting the ball out quick, getting the ball out to Chris Olave early, some of those comebacks. It was just, rhythm. It was a rhythm offense. There wasn't any penalties. It was like, okay, it was like Saints offense showing some things. They, wind up shooting themselves in the foot a little bit. Dalton threw like a incomplete to Olave on third down. It was like 3rd and 5. It was just, the pass was a little off the mark. It was just one of those, just like, let's kick the field goal. So, opening series, man, it was like, okay, they came to play. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was like, okay, this is what you want to see from the Saints offense with Dalton and all that stuff. And then, Seattle get the ball, like 6 plays, touchdown. Like, what the fuck? And bro, look, I want to say this, man. Like, people will probably look and be like, "Oh man, So, Seahawks, big deal, bro. Like Geno Smith is really playing good, bro. Like it's not even like a fluke at all. He is playing
QB1,
good
bro.
football, man. It's
QB1.
unbelievable. Like he's getting the ball out quick. He's making great decisions, whether to run, whether to throw, where to throw it. Like
Heard he was
pinpoint. Like he made it,
standing in the pocket, taking shots, getting up.
bro.
Like,
Standing in the pocket. I mean, we'll get on the Saints defense as far as pass rush, but bro, he was back
oh,
there like, man, he was doing taxes back there, bro. Just chilling, just
Nessie,
reaching, bro.
Nessie, you should go do your taxes.
Just gonna do your
That's what's
taxes, bro.
hot. That's what's hot in the
That's
street.
what's that, right? That's all he was doing, bro. Just chilling back there, man. So, yeah, so he was getting the ball out, making some pinpoint throws. Rashad Penny broke off a big one. And that was it. They scored a touchdown. So then it was just kind of looking a little, it was like, okay, here we go. That Saints get the ball again. A couple of plays, then punt. And it's like, oh shit. Um, other than that, the Saints offense for the most part looked really good. I thought, I thought, um, Andy Dalton, he played well, got the ball out. Good did get some pressure on him, but it wasn't like, he was running for his life all day. They kept AK involved. He was looking good, kept him involved in the pass game. Like later in the game, they threw a screen pass to him. It was like, oh my, and it worked. It was like a big, 60-yard catch and run. It was like, oh my God, like what the,
What?
yeah. And then even just some of the dink and dunk like check downs, he was hitting Andy Alvin Kamara 6 yards, 8 yards, first downs. They were pretty good on third down today. I think they were. Let me see. I had it pulled up. Whatever they were. Let's see. I got it right here. Third down. They were 8 of 14 on third down. So they were really good on third down today, and that was a lot to do with Kamara. Just running and catching the ball, man. Like, it was looking like the offense that you would expect to see. And Dalton, like I tweeted earlier with Dalton, man, like, there's the whole QB, Dalton QB line or whatever. Like, he truly is the prime meridian of quarterbacking, man. It's like he's going to give you just basic quarterback play. Nothing more, bro. Like, don't ask for nothing more. He's just going to give you exactly what you need. He's like, Scott Shanley at quarterback. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's just exactly what you need. It's not going to blow you away. It's not going to, like, wow, you're not going to have any wild plays or nothing. It's just like, just doing exactly what he needs, man. And, they mixed in a lot of Taysom Hill runs. He was epic today. Like, if this was Taysom Hill day, bro. Funny as shit, though. We was cracking up. We're going to need Chris to cut that up off the Zoom. Fucking Dante Hardy, he was ready. He was trying to return a kickoff and he dropped it, picked it up, and then got tackled like at the 10-yard line or whatever. And I don't know. I thought he got benched, but apparently he got hurt. So Taysom was returning a kickoff after that, and then Taysom fumbled. Taysom fumbled on the kickoff. It's like, what the fuck? Man, we was hollering laughing on the stream, bro. Like, it's like these dudes just can't get right, bro. It was crazy. And then later in the game, later in the second quarter, Saints marching, almost in field goal range. Like 30 seconds left in the half, 40 seconds, something like that. Alvin Kamara catch the pass, boom, running, look like he got space, gets hit, fumbled. Oh my God! Like what is going on? It's not even something where it's like one player you can pick off. It's everybody's fumbling, bro. Everybody,
Everyone.
even Kamara, who was having a good day. So it's just like, what do you do? Like, I don't even know. Like, as a coach, I wouldn't even know what to do with that. I wouldn't know.
So you bring up the Dalton line, the Scott Shanley of quarterbacks, if you will, and I guess and I don't want to dull the shine of the Saints winning because they needed a win, and to see, well, I didn't see it. I saw the highlights, but I'm guessing to see Taysom kind of put the team on his back, like we kept talking about, like, man, we just want to be exciting, like, just like it seemed like today was one of those like exciting days, although it seems like it was also one of those oh my God type of days with the defense
Of
played away.
course.
But the Dalton being average or the Dalton line of quarterbacks only works with this team if the defense is like above average. And today they were not, for all intents and purposes. Well, I want to switch back to the offense real quick. Keep in mind, this is happening without Michael Thomas. It seems like, or it sounds like, the offensive line had a pretty damn good day across the board. And
I'd agree.
I saw a couple of plays just on those tapes and runs that Dwayne Washington was blocking out there on some of those runs, man. So as a Saints fan, you hope that this can continue with Michael Thomas being back in. The thing that worries me about the team, like, overall, is just the health of the team, bro. Like, they are the walking wounded. Like, Chris Olave.
Bro, we had Kirkwood catching passes today, bro. Kirkwood caught a pass.
Bro.
Keith Kirkwood. Some people didn't even know he was back. He was like, Keith Kirkwood back on the Saints? Caught a pass. Like, that's how thin it got, man. It got thin. Olave caught a touchdown. Caught a touchdown late in the game. A crucial touchdown at a crucial moment. He boxed this guy out, caught it. Then the guy like whipped him to the ground, and like it was really nasty. Kind of hit his head, and neck got pushed in. He was kind of out for a little minute. So that wasn't that wasn't good to see. They didn't call it a touchdown. DA challenged it, and he maintained control. He lost the ball after he was concussed. So it wound up being a touchdown, but like Olave, he was active all game, man. He's like just an all around wide receiver. It's not just going into this season, you was thinking, okay, he's gonna be the go route guy, get the ball downfield, but he's sitting in zones. He's boxing dudes out. He's just playing like good wide receiver play, man. Like, so you didn't even really feel in this game like, damn, I wish we had Mike Thomas, even though we wish we did might have Mike Thomas. You didn't feel like watching it, but then then Olave gets hurt.
Then
it's like, oh shit.
Did Jarvis play?
Jarvis didn't play. Jarvis out too.
Oh, he was inactive. Okay.
Yeah, so it was literally just Olave, Traquan. Believe it or not, Adam Troutman, he got a lot of action. There was one play, bro. It was just so funny. We just was laughing on the stream, bro, because like Dalton got pressured. He was running around and he got the ball out to Troutman. And Troutman was just laying on the ground for some reason, bro. He caught it. But he was just laying on the ground with like nobody around him. Nobody. Like, if he was on his feet, he could have got the first down, but he just laid out on the ground, caught the ball, and just laying there. It's like, what are you doing? Like, but he had a good day. He caught a touchdown from Taysom Hill.
I saw that.
So it was a nice day for him. He did some good blocking too. Like, he was.
I saw that. Oh yeah.
Yeah. Like even on the end of the game, when we were trying to ice the game out, man, he did some good blocking, opening up for Alvin Kamara. So. It was a good day for him. Good day for the O-line. I thought Hurst got worked a little bit. But I mean, which was kind of bruh. Oh, that's what I want to talk about. Al motherfucking Woods, bruh. Al Woods. This nigga thought he was like 2013 the Gumberton Soup. Bro, he was like destroying the offensive line, bro. Like, he was clowning Ruiz, he was clowning McCoy, he was throwing Dalton to the ground. He was like just tackling Kamara and like putting all his weight on him, like trying to hurt his ribs. Like, this dude was like, he was playing like an all-pro game, bro. He eventually got hurt and was out the game, but man, I don't know what was going on. Like, Al Woods went crazy.
Saints legend,
Al
baby.
Woods, bro. Like, Al fucking Woods.
Saints legend.
He's been in the league like 12 years, man.
And you know what's funny? I remember one of our off-season shows we talked about like free agent signers, right? Bro, Al Woods was out there in free agency for the longest fucking time, bro. Just
always, man. Like, Al Woods always out there, bro. Like, this dude been doing year-to-year contracts for 12 years, bro.
And I was like, bro, like, because you know what's funny is that he flashed to me, one, when they played against the Seahawks last season. He flashed in that game too. And then just watching football, red zone, whatever. He just He's a good interior defensive tackle, man. Like he's a good player. Like every time you watch a Seahawks game or whatever fucking team he plays for, Steelers, Seahawks, doesn't matter. Al Woods will make some plays. And I remember either me or you was like, man, we should sign Al Woods. Like our interior's not that great. Go sign. So
Bring him back.
so to hear that he fucking was dominant in the offensive line, it's funny, man.
I have no idea how he's been all season, but he looked like bigger, like he gained a lot of weight, but like muscle weight, bro. Like he was just like if you didn't know football and you know who Al Woods was, and you just watch, you think like, okay, this is one of like better DTs in the game. If you saw that, like this
How
dude was
fucking funny is that?
outstanding. It was ridiculous, man, ridiculous. Um, yeah, but I guess we could switch to defense, bro. Like it was weird because like for the most part, the defense did play well. I mean, I think Seattle was one of 9 on third down or something like that. Like they were terrible on third. Yeah, one of 9 third down efficiency today. So like the defense got the ball back a lot, but it was just big plays, bro. Like they
Yeah.
like the 32 points Seattle put up. It was just like those were off the plays they made against the defense. Like big plays, like you know, Gino went downfield like twice, got behind the safety. Like the safeties were sneaking up. It was bad, man, because I guess they didn't want to let Sean follow Metcalf today because of the injuries to the secondary. I figured I was already thinking like, man, I think they're gonna play a lot of zone, a lot of cover four and stuff like that today, and that's what they did. And it looked terrible, man. Like Honey Badger, Justin Evans, they weren't back. Like they just like they kept getting caught sneaking up, and Tyler Lockett would get behind them, and it just looked ugly, man. It looked ugly. Paulson Adebo had the worst game he's had since he was been a part of the Saints. Like he
I've
was
heard
getting
that.
cooked. He was getting cooked straight off the line. Like it wasn't even close. I don't know if that's his ankle injury and him trying to work himself back. I don't know, but he didn't look good at all. When Marshawn was on Metcalf, he did his thing. You know what I'm saying? Took him out the game, but they moved Metcalf out around a lot, tried to get the matchups, had him running across the field and stuff like that. So he was able to get his and get a couple of big plays. But for the most part, it was just those leaky big plays that kept Seattle in the game. And luckily, Saints were able to get a couple of turnovers. Big Pete Werner, man, just
He Warner,
week to
man.
week, bruh, just making plays. Made a big tackle, forced the turnover. There was another turnover we got. Oh yeah, that was actually Taysom Hill recovered it. It was
Oh,
on special teams. I don't know what Seattle was doing, but it was some kind of fake, and they wound up fumbling on a punt, and Taysom recovered it.
um, this gonna sound a weird to say, but P. Warner playing like one of the best linebackers in football right now, bro.
If you actually watch the game, he just is, man. Like he's always around the ball. He's making like he made like he take. I saw him tackle Metcalf. Metcalf a big motherfucker, bro. Like that
Oh, is that the
dude.
one? Is that the one where he calls the fumble?
Did he cause the fumble on Metcalf? I can't remember. I
Yeah,
think he
he
did.
did.
Yeah, he did.
He
He
did.
did. And he, man, like that size differential is pretty major on those two. But he stuck it to Metcalf, man. Like he played well, man. He was in the backfield. Um, Saints did good against the run for the most part, but like I said, it was those big plays. You know, Penny popped off a big one, and later in the game, which felt like a killer, Kenny Walker popped off a huge touchdown run, man. It was like what the hell, like 60 yards. It was like what the hell, man. And it was just like just a blown defense, bro. Like he just cut the corner, and there was nobody. Like the safeties were all on the other side of the field, and they just looked slow as molasses trying to catch him. So because PJ's out, he's on IR. May's been out with the rib injury, so you stuck with aging Honey Badger and Justin Evans, who we like, but doesn't is not as versatile. Like if you watch this game, it was the perfect example of what you miss from Marcus Williams. Perfect example. Like you just did not see. Like that's what Marcus Williams did. He took away those big plays, man, and you just didn't see that today. Like they were on the wrong side of the field. They were getting sucked in by the play action or from fakes. It was ridiculous.
Waiting for this light to turn green. I'm headed to work for a boss so mean. I'm gonna be late. She's gonna be.
There are some things we should do alone, like sing in your car.
If this light doesn't turn, I'm gonna scream.
But when you gamble, you should always do it with others, because gambling with friends helps keep things in check. So go to keepitfunohio.com for more tips like this. Keep it fun, keep it social, but your singing? Maybe keep that to yourself.
Yeah, man. So Pete Werner, he played well. Really, like I said, it was the big plays, the big running play from Shad Penny early in the
Kenneth
game. Then
Walker,
Kenneth Walker broke off a big nasty one, man. It almost felt like a dagger
bro.
at
You
the
know what?
time.
What was funny about that Kenneth Walker fucking touchdown, bro? I had been flying a 10.5 hour flight, come back to California, paid 30 euros for Wi-Fi, which is like what, $35 US, 30. I don't know, whatever. Um, and for 8 hours of the flight, the Wi-Fi didn't work for nobody. So like I'm steamed because I'm like I paid fucking $35 for this fucking Wi-Fi. It's not working. And it finally comes in with like 2.5 hours left in the flight. At that point, the Saints were up. They were up by like 6, right? Get on Twitter. Kenneth Walker touchdown. As soon as I log in, Ryan, I said, these niggas don't get out of my face. The first thing I see when I get on Twitter, I'm in the air, bruh. And I think it was either Kat tweeted it or John Hendricks. Seattle touchdown. Seahawks touchdown.
Man,
I was like, let me just log the fuck back off. Finish watching this movie.
I'm telling you, bro, it was that type of game, man. It was just that type of game where it was a lot of ups and downs. Like even though the Saints offense played well, it was like you constantly. It felt like 2015 or whatever, where the offense would do something, then it's like, oh shit, the damn defense. But then again, it's not like the defense played bad, man. Like if you watch the actual game, they made a lot of plays, they stopped them a lot, got a lot of points, but just those big plays killed them. But man, my favorite part of the game was the end, man. Like for them to have like a 9 play drive where they just eat up the clock, running
Mm-hmm.
Kamara, and you saw it, bro. Like Kamara got that last run where they needed like a first down to bleed off the rest of the clock, and um, Troutman just sealed off a nice block, and AK just took it up the gut and got like a couple yards, got the first down, and he just did like a little celebration, like finally, like we get to take the victory formation. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it was just good for them, man. I'm sure for their morale and trying to work hard to get back together and get things cleaned up. I'm sure it just felt good for them just to get that win, bro. Because man, like I said, bro, like Gino, I just was blown away, bro. Like Gino was playing, bro. Like if you knew nothing about Gino and his history,
Right.
you would think he was just like a really good veteran quarterback, in the NFL. Like this is probably like a top 5, top 6 quarterback. If you just knew nothing, like that's
What's
just wild.
what's going to be fascinating? It was such a fascinating litmus test. Is if he continues to play, maybe not at like what he did today, but like if he continues to play around that same range all season, Seattle got a choice to make. Like, cause if you Geno, shit, I need to see the bag. Don't care that was
Oh
one
yeah,
season. I need to see the bag. This is probably gonna be his last big payday ever. But then if you're Seattle, you like, all right, well that it was just one season. Like, do you really want to like that? I
right.
don't know. I don't know. That
Yeah,
that's a tr-
that's interesting. Yeah, it was kind of like James Winston. It was the same decision we was going to have. Like what if he does have this great season? You know, um,
no. Well, we don't
yeah,
have
it's
to worry
gonna be
about that no
interesting for them to figure it out. But yeah, I ain't worried about that right now.
more. Something dumb.
But going forward, like that's the key. Like what do you do? I think Andy Dalton threw 2 games. while he isn't like head and shoulders like better than Jameis or nothing like that, because even he threw a pick, he threw a pick later in the game. Defense came out and got Seattle off the field real quick, but it was kind of you kind of if you look at the pick, you can kind of argue that Traquan could have ran a better route. It was one of the laziest routes I've ever seen in my life. Traquan, bro, like that dude, man. I don't know, bro. He just Traquan, man. Like
That's the best way to describe him, bro.
he just Traquan, man.
Just Traquan, bro.
Andy put a perfect pass on him early in the game, bro. Perfect, bro, and it just dropped it.
Bounce
Like,
off it.
he just dropped it, man. It hit him right in the hands. It was like what? But that's the Saints
um,
offense. But you think, you feel like, okay, you give Mike Thomas back, you get Jarvis back. And with this Taysom thing, bro, Taysom, you gotta give Taysom, 10 snaps a game, bro. You got to.
have to.
Because he's an identity. Like he gives the team an identity, offensive identity. When he has the ball, he's averaging like 10 yards per carry over the season so far. They know he's gonna run, but man, it's like
Yes.
can't stop him. Can't stop him sometimes, man. So, and today for him to throw that touchdown pass, Pete was in his bag, bro. Pete Carmichael was cooking today, bro. I can't even knock on him today. He was cooking. He saw Da talked about he saw something in the Seattle defense that Taysom would be able to take advantage of, and he did, man.
That's a credit to Pete Carmichael because I know he's been under fire a little bit, quite a bit this season from us, and not just from us, like across the board.
Deservedly.
Right, absolutely. I want to get back to the defense real quick
Oh
because
yeah.
it sounds like there was a lot of, and I didn't watch the game. I don't break down the all 22, but
As
I don't know
noted
if it
by
was.
some of our
We gonna
as
have a
noted by some of our listeners.
conversation about that later. But I don't know if it was a coverage bust or like just like their man just getting beat 1-on-1. But I will say that we talked about prior to the season starting with so many new faces in the secondary that we may be prone to see big plays over the top, et cetera, et cetera. So I guess they're kind of lucky in one sense that it came, kind of what, fifth game of the season,
Yeah.
but it happened. But just the general sense I got, can we talk about how a 33-year-old pass rusher is better than a pass rusher that we have in two first and who first, bro? Can we talk about that? Just one.
Man, it's look, I will say this. Like when you watch our defensive line, they do beat their guys. Um, like you did see two first beating his guy, but there's no speed to the rush, man. So it's like it don't matter. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Like it's like okay, you beat your guy, but 3 seconds have gone by, and the quarterback got rid of the ball. So it's like there's no speed element to the pass rush at all, man, at all. Um, Da is not blitzing as much. And like man, even like man, like you see, I saw Tyrann Matthew blitzing. He just was like, it was just one of the slowest blitzes.
Oh no.
It's just like that Tyrann Matthew thing, man. You know, I
Come on,
know
man. Let
he's
it out.
he's beloved, man. He's beloved, and but here's my thing. When we signed him, I knew okay, he was available late, so the league is telling you that okay, he's getting to that washed portion of his life. But my hope was like, okay, he's a veteran. If he could give us like I hate to mention the name, but a Darren Sharper type of, just kind of late career, in the right spot. Yeah, he's not as
Yes.
athletic, but just using his smarts and veteran savvy can make some plays. I was hoping he could give us some of that, but man, right now it's just like, man, he's missing tackles. He's not identifying the runs. He's getting pulled, he's getting pulled in the other side of plays where the plays that's happening on the opposite side of the field, stuff like that. The tackles are just piss poor effort. Um, but and there's sometimes he makes some plays and some nice tackles. So I don't know, man. But it like that so far has been kind of disappointing with his defense because that's a big reason they shipped CJ out of here, bro. Like
Right.
they thought, okay, we got all this talent. We're deepest secondary in the league. Well, look at you now. You know what I'm saying?
Mm.
Now you got JT Gray out there trying to make plays. You signed Chris Harris. Chris Harris got some snaps. He was unemployed, bro. He got some snaps today. Like that's where we at. Courtney Roby getting torched, Adebo getting torched.
It's one of
Lattimore
those
left the game. Lattimore left the
life
game with an injury, an abdominal injury. So
life
we don't
comes
know
at you
what that's
fast,
going to be.
man.
Yeah, man.
It's we've done inexplicable things to this horse, so I don't want to get back on it. But it just goes to show it. I don't even know how to word it. But on one hand, they preach continuity, building on the culture, blah blah blah, keeping Dennis Allen, what Sean Payton built. But then the continuity in terms of the players that had made the team successful for seasons upon seasons, Marcus Williams, CD Deuce, like they're not there. And a lot of people will be like, well, Marcus Williams hadn't looked great in Baltimore, or CD Deuce hadn't looked great in Philly. And that may be the case, but I know when they were playing for the Saints, the defense has shown in the past that they were better
Right.
playing for the Saints than they're playing now. So,
right.
I don't want to go down that.
But that's two do overs. Like if you could do over, man, they would have needed to make it work with Marcus Williams, and CD probably wouldn't have remained with the Saints, but I would have kept him at least this year, bro.
At least this year, yeah, for sure.
At least this year. Because I mean, look, you're not getting back anything anyway, so I just made it work, man. And that, then you got a deep secondary. You know what I'm saying? Then you got a team that can afford to figure it out on offense,
right?
But right now you don't have that type of defense, because right now it's still a good defense. It's a solid defense. I think somebody on the stream said they're ranked 12th or whatever, and that's how it feels. They're like a 15 to 12 type of defense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's a good defense. If it was years past when you had Drew Brees lighting teams up, that'd have been great to have. But with this offense that we have right now, no, man, we needed a top 5, top 3 elite defense that's just shutting teams down, and that's just not what we have right now, bro. But that said, man, the offense put up 39 points today, bro. Like I didn't think this offense had it in them to put up 39, and they probably could have put up 40. Like if they they went into victory formation very early in the game, with after the 2-minute drill. If they wanted to be like old Sean Payton, like just put it on them, they could have went up to 40, bro. Like, and I didn't think this offense had it in them. So, look, it's a bad defense they went against. Seattle's defense is not good, but weeks past that really didn't matter for this offense. So, for them to be able to just do that, it tells me that they are figuring some things out, man. They are figuring some things out. Don't close the book on them yet. It's still, yes, they still have a long way to go. There still were some unforced errors, but it was cleaned up a little bit. And I think, maybe, we'll see. It's going to be a week to week proposition, though.
Yeah. And then, so, I mean, now it's official that we're going to get 2 and 3 teams. Teams that are 2 and 3 facing off against each other, trying to get to 500 next Sunday in the Super Bowl.
Joey Burrow returning to that dome. Man,
can we talk about this? Is going to be separate from the game, a little separate, but the fact that we were able to have a raffle, send people who support us, someone run the raffle. Shout out to Justin, and he wasn't able to go to the game because of work, so he was able.
He was on the stream though. He was on the stream with us.
Okay, and he was able to give 2 tickets to I believe his friend or his coworker for his friend or coworker to go to the game. Listen, man, that would have been a good ass game to be at. Stressful,
Yeah,
but good, right? Like,
nah,
could you
man,
imagine
that
being
would have
at
been
that
an
game
awesome game to be at, man.
when Taysom broke that 60-yarder, bro?
Bruh.
And yet, we were able to do that last week. Whatever day we were able. Well, yeah, last week, whatever day we were able to off them off. And yet, like, oh, bro, we just out here minding our business, man. Just trying to just talk about the Saints, laugh, joke, build a community. And we just start getting these like subliminal tweets on Twitter, bro. Just
People catching strays, bruh.
for what? I don't get it. And then it was catching strays from a person I've had blocked for I don't even know how long. Like here. Listen, if you're listening to this podcast, if you're blocked, there's something that you said or did to get you blocked. However, I'll say this: sometimes a block isn't forever. The fact that shout out to D, has our podcast shirt. D was blocked for like years, bro. Like I didn't years. If you ask me right now, why did I block D? What was it, 5-6 years ago? Couldn't fucking tell you. Would have no idea why I blocked D. But now, fucking bridge under the water. And she's out here supporting us. We support fourth down and D. It's all good. It's Gucci, right? But what I don't appreciate is people running their mouth, talking noise about our podcast when we don't. Only people we talk shit about is people who are maybe play for the Saints or people who are in the front office for the Saints. That's it. And Deshaun Watson and Booty Bandit. There's a couple, and child abuser. There's a couple, but like that's it. So the fact that people listen to these podcasts, but they don't write down the film. They don't have the logistics. They don't go into the
logistics.
The logistics.
The logistics of the situation. I'm like, what are you talking about, nigga?
Funny thing, we have said numerous times on this podcast, if you want a breakdown of the all 22, the minutia, the formation, the cover 3, cover 4, there are podcasts for that. This ain't it. And we've said that numerous times. Could you imagine listening to a podcast or anything that's told you, hey, this might not be for you, but like you still get mad that you listen to that fucking same podcast, even though you know it's not for you? Like, just. But I think also what annoys me is that when I watched 6, 7, 8 cut ups of Patrick Mahomes on YouTube, and I said that he was going to be the best quarterback in the league and be better than Aaron Rodgers, and I said it with my chest on Twitter, guess what? I didn't have all 22. Sure didn't. When Ryan said that Darren Waller was going to be a good player in the league, took him some time. He went through some demons. Ryan wasn't looking at all 22. So here's the thing about football. Here's the thing about football, scouting, whatever it is. You're going to get some right, you're going to get some wrong. We've gotten plenty right, we've gotten plenty wrong. Pete Warner is the utmost example of us getting shit wrong. Utmost example. But you know what we've been right on? Peyton Turner being fucking trash. Been right on that. Our viral video is still relevant to this day. So if you got shit to say about the podcast, fucking add us. Don't do this.
And I also add in, I think we have a good gauge of this team, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like I think,
yes.
Even though we got kind of sucked in during training camp, like, oh, this team could be good. We pointed out what could go wrong.
Yes.
Always pointed out what could go wrong. Everybody was just, oh, everything's going great. We pointed out some of the demons this team has shown. We pointed out the things that can go wrong with hiring DA and the whole approach of continuity and this blah blah blah. We talked about that all off season, man. So, like, look, if you fuck with us, you fuck with us. You don't, you don't. That's how I approach this podcast, as I always have. And I focus on who supports us and who enjoys listening to us. Don't care about who doesn't. Don't care.
Sure.
They don't concern it to me. We got the live stream. No matter what time I can turn it on. We got people in the Netherlands, in London, in Hawaii, in the South, New Orleans, San Diego, chiming in on the live stream. We enjoying ourselves, joking. We got a whole community out here, bro. We about to have a party in a couple of weeks in New Orleans.
Can
I
can
ain't
I
worrying about none of them, bro.
can we say that I went to fucking London and I was treated like fucking family across the world 10 hours away? What?
Hello?
What? Someone walks to my hotel room. I'm with my girl. Walking to my hotel room, sees me wearing a Saints Twitter podcast shirt, stops me, says, "Yo, you host that podcast, right? Yeah, I do. Oh yeah, I know Ryan. I listen to y'all. Hashtag no music, no intro. Keep doing what y'all doing in London. In London." I'm gonna leave it at that. But if you with us, you with us. You're not, you're not. But I think what people do realize, and I don't think I realize it either, but like there's a whole like it's not like Beyonce's side, it's not like the Bayhive, but you go poking around that same Twitter community a little bit, might want to be careful what you fucking poking at. You might not like what's coming out because we got some fucking hitters that will fuck. I was like, damn, like they
Oh
coming
yeah.
at them, bro. Like shit. Nigga, I was in Sweden just scrolling, just laughing, like, God damn.
Shout out, man. Shout out. We got some people out there, bro. I love them to death, man. Well, what's funny is though when I saw that dude tweet, I had jokingly say just add us, bro.
Right.
'Cause I
I
really,
saw
I
that.
really, I really didn't think he was talking about us. I just was jokingly saying, "Man, add us." You know what I'm saying? But then I went to looking through the replies, and Nader up in there talking about, say some names, like just a little creep, bro. Say some names. I'm scrolling through, and I'm like, oh, and then he threw out a little subliminal, like he threw the little emojis, the music, and no intro. I'm like, oh, that's some shit. We got a little couple of haters out there.
You listen,
Oh,
if you find yourself in a situation where Nader is agreeing with you, you don't tells me everything I need to fucking know. Everything I need to know. Listen, we do this for fun. We do this for fun. We enjoy it, but more importantly, we do it for the listeners. Listen, man, Ryan and I have, and we still go through it, but we've been to the point where like we watch a Saints game and we just pissed at the end of it. Just pissed, bro. Just
whew.
hot. And to be able to like give people an outlet and fans an outlet to just be like, man, let me just laugh this shit off. Cause if I don't, I'm gonna be steaming at my girl, my dude, my kids, just hot on Monday. Like that outlet is there. We have a community. We almost got 40 people that's confirmed for the party in 3 weeks, nigga. Like 40. I thought max we'd get 20.
Yeah.
So we're building something organic, genuine, and most importantly, it's from the fucking heart. Like none of this shit we talk about on this podcast is fake. I'm not fake. Ryan's not fake. We're not fake fucking people. So, but we some hood niggas, and we will say some shit where if you gonna say something, just say it with your fucking chest, put an ad on it. Don't be a bitch about it. That's the annoying part. Like
That's what I don't like. That's what I don't
like I felt
do that
like
subliminal shit.
like you ever been, like I felt like a rapper, who's never dissed anybody, done pretty well, moderate rapper, decently successful. And maybe he just just driving around listening to a track on the radio, and you're just a fucking diss, like just a rapper on a diss track. Like, wait, what? The fuck I do? What we do? I don't know. I don't know. What we did.
Like when Jay-Z said, "I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 cent?"
Uh oh.
I know 50. That was back when 50 was unknown.
I
50
remember.
was like, damn.
I remember.
Like, damn.
But anyway, any other thoughts on this game? I mean, we gonna preview the Bengals game in depth. In depth. Only thing I'm saying about the Bengals game is that I want better give Marshawn some medicine, bro. Oh, you putting a Debo on number one.
Nah, that's my takeaway. I think the defense got to step it up. I'm sure it's an embarrassing day for the secondary. So they got to pull it together, man. They got to figure out what they do well. It's different. It's not the same defense. They got to figure out what they do well to play better. At least limit those big plays, man. You cannot have that, especially against the Bengals. Can't let them get them big plays going.
I
But
wonder.
offensively,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No. I'm gonna
No, I'm
say it
just saying
for
offensively,
the.
just keep building. You know what I'm saying? Like offensively, just keep building, tinkering. Still weirdly wild at how little motion there is to the
Mm,
offense in the pre-snap. I was trying to keep track of it today. It wasn't a lot. They did it some with Taysom. Like Taysom would come in and he run some motion. I was like, okay. You know what I'm saying? So weirdly, it's just something I'm kind of keeping an eye on because, man, look, motion works, bro. Like that shit works, man. Like use that against defense, especially when you come up with different personnel packages and shit like that. But that's where we are as far as, and it's good. It was good to see AK be AK today. Needed
I
it.
missed it, man. I missed it.
It's like Saints, Saints versus Seahawks. That's usually his get right game, and it was again today. So we need that going forward, bro. You need your best player to dog ball out. Hopefully that's going to continue to come going forward, man. But I think they got something to build on, man. Not predicting anything forward on how many games they could win and stuff like that. They just got to keep building to get this offense successful.
That's it. They just gotta. I want to. I don't know. I don't know what the health of the team's gonna be like. Um, can we also say how dumb it was probably that they decided not to take the bye after the fucking London trip? Like that's dumb. Like whoever
Yeah,
just
that was Mickey, man. He said himself. He said
dumb,
they didn't expect the
dumb.
bye week to be as late as it was. They thought because they thought the bye would be too early to have it like in week 5 or whatever, week 4, whatever it is. But they didn't expect to get the bye week in December. I was like, yeah, that probably wasn't a great decision, man, because they needed that bye week.
Needed it, but it whatever it is what it is. Um, just Saints fans enjoy this win. Um, I know we have some listeners who are LSU fans that are still in mourning on what happened on Saturday. So at least enjoy the Saints win. We'll be back this week on Wednesday doing the Bengals preview show, and then we'll do a recap show on Sunday. We'll be doing everything as normal, back to normal on Sunday, back to normal on Sunday. It'll be finally good for myself to be back in the Zoom because I haven't been in one in 3 weeks. And then anyone who is a Patreon, or if you're not a Patreon yet, please become a Patreon. If you are a Patreon, pretty sure we're as close to at capacity as we're going to be for the Saints Twitter VIP get together on the 29th of October. There's still quite a lot of room for the brunch, so not as many people have RSVP'd for the brunch Saturday morning. So if you intend to be at the brunch, please RSVP. The invitation is on the Patreon. The invitation is also in the Discord for the meetup channel. So please do that as soon as possible so we can have a solid head count of how many actual people are going to be at the brunch. Trying to think if there's anything else. Random shout out to a guy named Patrick. Elise was out and about in New Orleans, saw someone wearing the Saints Twitter podcast t-shirt, probably accosted this gentleman, but he was kind enough to give his Twitter took a picture with showing his Saints Twitter podcast t-shirt out in New Orleans, just walking around, man. And That's insane. Like that's an insane thing to know that may be happening, but it is what it is. So
Get some merch bags on the Patreon site. Click on the link and get you some Saints to the Pod merch. We got the Saints to the Podcast shirts with me and Adam on it. We got the unfollow. We got the block shirts. Cop some of that. Shirts, mugs, all that shit.
All of it. So we'll be back on Wednesday. We appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for just having kind of patience with everything going on with me being in Europe. We tried to make it as normal as possible with the time zone difference and everything. So anyway, thank y'all for support. We appreciate y'all. We'll be back on Wednesday. With that, we're out.
Peace.
Waiting for this light to turn green. I'm headed to work for a boss so mean. I'm gonna be late. She's gonna be...
There are some things we should do alone, like sing in your car.
If this light doesn't turn, I'm gonna scream.
But when you gamble, you should always do it with others, because gambling with friends helps keep things in check. So go to keepitfunohio.com for more tips like this. Keep it fun, keep it social, but your singing? Maybe keep that to yourself.
Think you know Amazon? Think again. Did you know you can get a seasonal warehouse job offer today? You don't even need to interview. That means you can make extra cash before the holidays. You can even pick your own payday. And seasonal jobs can lead to full-time, regular employment. You'll be amazed by what you can get as an Amazon warehouse associate. To learn more about all the benefits of working a seasonal job at Amazon, go to amazon.com/hourly. Amazon is proud to be an equal opportunity employer.